Okay, so day 2 of social media training. Hello, everyone. And so, okay, so we are talking about bit.lys and link trees and how to get things into the bio. And so right now our question is, how come some of us can click on a link tree in a bio in Facebook and some of us can't? So we think it's potentially a Samsung Droid issue, but we will be investigating into that. So everybody got their profile picture changed. I wanted to go in and make sure everybody got theirs done, and I didn't do enough. Anybody not get their profile picture done? Okay.
I have not gotten mine done yet.
Okay. It's probably out of everything, the simplest thing that we're going to do. So I would say get it out of the way. So do it. Stop overthinking the picture and just like make a cute background and get something up there so it's more dramatic.
And I have to add, everyone that used the photo room, I saw it on Facebook today with the little, I'm gonna call it cut out the white around it. It is, it's popping. I like
good, right?
Yeah, but
see, and I didn't do mine with the white around it because it looked way funky with all my hair.
Gotcha.
So I took it out. So I think for each person it's gonna look different, but I could totally tell everybody who did theirs today.
I tried to take it out and it wouldn't come out the white, so I'll get with you later on that.
Yeah, just put in a different, just do the different background. Just when it uplinks, you just have to switch it to the different sort of. If you look at my Instagram, like my Instagram picture is different than my Facebook picture, even though it's the same picture. I did 2 different backgrounds.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone get TikTok downloaded? Anybody not get TikTok downloaded? Whether or not you want to.
Don't like it, but I've got it.
Okay.
I was gonna say I downloaded it and then I stopped right there and I said, I need Crystal's daughter to help.
Just get your name, put in, get your picture put in, like get your profile. So as long as you have it downloaded and you have at least a general of that, I can look at it and see that it's you. Make sure that you follow everybody. So you guys all put your TikTok handles into the chat so everybody can follow everybody. And then, and so did everybody work on their Insta? So working on all 3 platforms. Rob, do you need help with your profile picture? Is that why it's not done? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. You're muted. I can't hear you. Unmute.
Sorry, all my pictures have either my wife or my dad in there.
Take a selfie and get over it.
Okay.
Because the background's not going to matter.
Right. I was just trying to get them out.
Now. So just smile and take a selfie.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh.
That would be Carter going onto 2 devices at one time. I don't know how this rolls. Okay. All right. So I am at Jojo Bennington on TikTok. And I try really hard to keep mine just Jojo Bennington across the board. I could do dare to redefine yourself, and I always find it's easier to keep my name. I always continue, I go back to it every single time because it just makes it easier. I received a message. Yay, thanks for the follow. So we're gonna get moving because we're gonna hop into, unless you guys have any questions about moving forward on your Augie, if you're trying to talk, brother, you're muted.
Just quickly.
I'm here. Yeah, I've got my picture updated. I've got my link tree done.
Okay.
I haven't done the bit.ly though.
Okay, we were just talking about that. So it just Google bit.ly link and it'll send you into the bit.ly site. It's really simple to convert it over.
Okay.
I'm glad you said it's simple because it's not simple to me.
You really put it in there and it generates you a new link. Right, Carter? Simple as that. I know I've done it before. It's just been a while.
I'm sorry. Well, we're talking about the
to make your bit.ly. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to bit.ly, and it wasn't straightforward to me as far it wants you to pay. It wants you to go pro. just look, kind of sit down and find it, and it says just sign up for free and whatever. And it wasn't as straightforward, but yes, I just brought in the link, which is what Linktree / and mine's President Carter, and I just put it in. It created the bit.ly, and now the bit.ly's in there. So I'm kind of visualizing it as, you know, websites. I log into bit.ly just like I log into Linktree. That's helping my brain kind of comprehend it. But yeah, is that making any sense? Is anyone stuck in a certain place?
I'm stuck on the front page.
Okay, we'll go back to it. Let's go. I want to move on and go into the Instagram, because they're going to go into Reels, and we're going to like shift gears a little bit. And yes, Raylyn, we will talk TikTok. That won't be today. So if you can't figure it out, just as long as you have it downloaded and you have your profile started, and then that's good. Leave it there. It's fine. Okay. Let me get back to. I lost you guys. Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? There we go. We are recording, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I should turn on my computer sound so you guys can hear. That's always helpful.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How you doing? Okay. Now, a couple things. First of all, I'm seeing in the chat, people are asking about what's this accelerator group? What's this accelerator group? Today, for this workshop, this is part of a year-long curriculum for people who are in the accelerator group. But for today, we have some guests that are only here for today. They're here as guests. So don't worry about that Facebook group. That's kind of, the accelerator group is kind of closed. Next time you can come into that is going to be this December at GoPro. But in the meantime, welcome as our guests. We're going to be able to share 2 days together. It's going to be amazing. Second, yes, there is going to be replay for everyone attending. You're going to have access to this ongoing. Third is just breathe instead of getting overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. This is a process. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through this together. We're going to be learning together, growing together. But it is important that you pay attention to the little things. We're going to give you some advanced strategies in just a bit. We're going to start you on this process, but we're going to be giving you everything you need to do in order to be able to grow your game. Hey, Angel Fletcher, my dear friend. How are you, sister? That woman's unbelievable, what she does in her business. And you know what's funny? She's not necessarily a social media expert, right, Angel? Not necessarily a social media expert, but she's still earning, I don't know, $5 million a year plus in her business. More, 6, 7, how much? 8, 7 or 8 million a year. Unbelievable. And she's here to be able to improve her game, to up her skills inside of our profession. So what I want to do first before we get together is, who has some questions for these experts based upon what we talked about? Hey, Lisa Grossman, another superstar doing the same kind of huge numbers. Who has a question that they would like to get an answer to about what we've talked about so far? Who has a question or who's stuck? Anybody? Simone in room Z4. Simone, let's bring her up. And then after that, JJ Davis will go next. Simone first, JJ Davis second. And then Anna Eason, I think her name is, E-S-E-N, that's in room 6. Simone and JJ Davis are in room 4. Anna's in room 6.
The next time I stand up, pick a
I'm ready.
Hey, there you are. I can hear you. Go ahead,
Okay,
Simone.
cool.
What's your question?
First of all, thank you, Eric, Marina, everybody. This is amazing. The last week's been incredible. This whole year has just been amazing. Names, usernames, consistency. Usually you want consistency in marketing. I'm just really curious when you have your TikTok name, which is like, I was just playing with like Badass Dream Manifester, or, you know, your Instagram name versus your website name, which is your full name. Can you just, what is the best way to do that?
Who has advice?
I'll give one really fast.
Go ahead.
Simplicity. Like, I would never put the word manifester in it, not because I don't think manifestation is awesome, but because people can't spell. So simple, simple, simple. The shorter, the better. Names are really common. Those are always really good. But I think if you're being complicated in it, like, just don't overthink any of this, right? Make it something really simple. Memorable's good, but don't be the overthinker who's like, oh, I'll just wait until next week when it comes to me. Set it as something. But I don't like big words. I don't like a bunch of periods and dots and underscores and all kinds of whatever, because people get complicated with that. I don't like, you ever seen when people have like SSSSSS and you're like trying to count the S's to make sure you can go find their profile again or whatever. Just super simple, super easy. Don't overthink.
Simone, I will tell you from my point of view, I think you need to lock up your name on every platform. The moment that platform is created, even if it's not going to be popular, get it quick, because you know you're going to have lots of people. Once you become more famous, you're going to have lots of people trying to hijack your name and scam people, or you know you can't even get your own name on a particular platform. So I like using your name and then having a descriptor, however you'd like to do it, if you can, if your name's not already taken. And I have a nephew has my name, poor kid. And my middle initial is J, and his middle initial is J also.
Oh, no.
So, he's just screwed, poor kid. Any platform that's out there, I would get your name. And if you want to do something in addition to that, you know, like Boss Lee or whatever, like Jesse Lee does. Anybody else have any other advice?
I agree wholeheartedly that your name should be in it. There's so many times I've met someone and I've talked to them a million times on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll say, what was your name again? And they'll say, oh, well, on that platform, I'm Fitness Freak 27, mom of 4. And none of these names are memorable, but if every single platform your name is Lisa and I'm always seeing your face, then when I meet you, even if I don't have or know your last name, I put a face to the name. And the other thing I wanted to say is what you'll be doing 10 years from now is not what you're doing today.
Yeah.
For any of us. But you will always be you. So hang on to your name, even if you can only use a part of it or a nickname.
Yep. Any other advice?
Can you do it across all three?
I would do it across every single social media place in the world.
Absolutely.
Own it. Okay.
Nice.
JJ, I think, was next.
I love it.
Can you hear me, JJ?
Awesome.
Hold on, we're bringing you up.
There we go.
Can you say something?
Hi, Eric. Thank you.
Hey,
very
there
much.
you are.
Yay.
Wonderful. What's your question?
All right. First off, thank you. Just a huge fan, and you have radically changed a lot of my thinking this year alone. My question is, for those who are on all these platforms, is that do you guys have a team, or do you simply just do this on your own? Because it looks like you have a team, but maybe I'm assuming things.
So I'm a little crazy. I do everything myself. I probably shouldn't now, but I started myself. I did it myself. If I was to have a team, I'd probably get help with people commenting on the comments and maybe some like basic replies. But I do everything. I might be the unicorn in this room, but
They're all my posts. So like, I know I just uploaded another TikTok and during that break and people were like, was that you? I'm like, yeah, it was me. Yeah, that was also my photo I uploaded. Yeah, that was me. It's still me. I do have virtual assistants to do. That's kind of a more advanced conversation, but I do have virtual assistants for, maybe we can get to that later, some responding and things of that nature. But aside from that, all the posting, all the content creation, I've tried in the past a little bit of outsourcing with it, and it didn't feel or
It'll
sound
lose
anything
its heart.
like me.
Yeah.
It'll lose its authenticity. It'll lose its soul.
It actually
You know?
killed my sales, and I was like, they're saying the same things I'm saying. They're
Doesn't
using my
matter.
scripts.
Yeah.
They can
There's an
tell.
energy behind it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm a big believer that you can outsource a lot of things that allow you, when you make that investment, to do the things that only you can do, like only talk to people, etc. So I do use a team of virtual assistants, but not on my page. But I have multiple Instagram accounts that are what we call feature accounts, specific to a type of content, and those are and some of them have over 500,000 followers, and I don't touch it. So that's advertising to reach tons and tons of people, but it's not me. It's a specific type of content. And I use a VA to run all of those because I want to spend time with my family. I don't want to be stuck on my phone 24/7, but I really do. It is me when I want to. You get so much intel from talking to your followers. You hear the language that they use, the words that they use, how they describe the problem, and that's going to help you with everything.
Tabitha Barger, I think I pronounced it right. She says, I have a problem with my last name is mispronounced. It sounds like it is spelled barge, like the boat, with the ER pronunciation, which you could put in your description or your bio if you wanted to. But
don't use it.
Do you think worry's easy? Worry's not easy. I think my dad at some point was thinking about changing to Warren or something like that because it was just always so butchered. But I just decided to make it known, like Schwarzenegger is known, like whatever weird Benedict Cumberbatch, is known. Now worry's known. It's still mispronounced all the time, still misspelled all the time. But guess what? If you go misspell worry, you will find me
Right.
on social because I'm everywhere. So don't worry about your last name. Don't worry about all that stuff. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just make it popular. You can. So let's go to Anna. Hey, Anna. Oh, we can't hear her quite yet. Hold on. Are you muted on your side?
I can hear you.
Oh, there you are. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. I have two short questions. The one is, are you going to put, what is the experience by putting network marketing professional as the title, like in the bio, or when I create like my Facebook banner? Is it a good experience or not so good?
I wouldn't. If I was actively building in the field, I wouldn't. I would think more in terms of benefits. Mine is network marketing professional because I'm trying to reach people to help them become network marketing professionals. But like, for example, what is your product or service that you offer?
It's like health, recovery, beauty.
Yeah, so health, beauty, and talk about those things, solving those problems. And also, you could talk about, I coach people how to become entrepreneurs. I'm on a mission to help people take charge of their own financial lives, while being healthy at the same time, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you throw in the network marketing thing, they're going to be saying, well, they might think that they understand it. You guys have any opinions on that?
I think the same thing. It's really important that people are asking themselves, what's in it for me? And they might not even know what network marketing professional means unless they're already in the industry.
Yeah. You guys?
I'm all in with what you just mentioned there. I think I wouldn't mention it. Wouldn't mention network marketing professional.
Jesse Lee, do you talk about network marketing or do you talk about helping people?
If any, mine's always heavy on the helping people, training people, coaching, whatever. If anything, I might put something like MLM Pro, just because it makes people go, "What is that?" Like I like things that make people ask questions.
Got it.
But I don't have anything that says Network Marketing Pro.
Okay.
And I just had the short question about the languages.
Yes.
Because I'm building currently in Germany specifically, but when you go on TikTok, it's like English is like the language.
Answer the language question. We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah. Great question, by the way.
Such a good question. We actually referenced Germany yesterday. So It depends what your goal is. I mean, English is, fortunately or unfortunately, it's the universal language. Your English is beautiful, by the way. I would make sure you always have English content, but you also need German content.
Yeah.
When you're writing captions, I would recommend that your captions are in English and in German, or your respective languages. I know we probably have a lot of people who speak many different languages across the globe. When it comes to TikTok, you could get kind of creative with it, because a lot of TikTok is trending things. So it's trending sounds. You don't necessarily need languaging on it, but you can put text on TikTok, which I'll show you later, either today or tomorrow. You could do that in both languages, or you could speak in one of the languages and then write in a different one. So you're hitting both people. This is sort of jumping ahead, but just to answer to your question, my personal international business exploded when I started doing TikTok because of hashtags. So speaking specifically to Germany, by hashtagging Deutschland, obviously not hashtag Germany, I actually ended up recruiting multiple Germans. So even with, I can say Dankeschön, like that's about it. And like, ich liebe dich, like that's it, right? That's my German, and it ends there. But but Germans, but I mean, you understand the culture because you are German. There's a lot, you learn English in your schooling as an overarching statement. So being a native English speaker, I've been able to recruit native German speakers just by using a hashtag. So don't feel, so I would use a lot of English, but I would make sure people know you are German. A flag in your bio would be really good. That's very popular on TikTok. I am in German TikTok currently, actually. So I'm coming for it. No, I'm kidding.
Cool.
But having those flags, especially if you are international, is very, very beneficial.
And some of the big leaders that I work with have, when they do both. Like one I'm thinking about does German and English. He does videos in English with German subtitles, and he does videos in German with English subtitles.
Yep.
So both of his audiences are taken care of at the same time. Is that helpful, Anna? All right, give Anna a big round of applause. Well done, well done. I want to go to Angel Fletcher, because she's got to have some questions for this panel. Z6, room 6, Angel Fletcher. Let's bring up my pal, my buddy, my friend, my superstar, amazing woman, Ms. Fletcher. You'll be up here in a second.
Hello.
There she is. Say something again. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Was that little
I'm
was
good.
that a
How are
grandbaby
you?
running around behind you a second ago?
Oh, I have a grandbaby running around. I'm the new mama to 2 Frenchie bulldogs. I'm expanding my life as I'm locked into my.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So this was the lady I was just mentioning, ladies and gentlemen. She's making about 7 million a year or something like that. Is that about right?
That's a good ballpark.
A good ballpark. That doesn't include your husband, does it? No, his is on top.
No, we're not married yet, so of course I'm not counting. He doesn't count yet.
I know you delayed the marriage because of COVID, but when you add the two together, it's over 10, isn't it?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's over 10. I love that.
Yeah. So do you have any questions for this esteemed panel, this incredible, unbelievable panel, to help you up your social media game?
Yeah, can I hire all of you? You know, it's
Probably.
Eric, it's so funny that people that love social media, when they hear I'm not glamorous on any of them, I just kind of do enough to get by, right? And they go, oh my gosh, I could never do it without social media. And then there are people who are like me, who don't do it on social media, who go, oh my gosh, I could never do it on social media. And so this is the thing, whatever you're not doing is the hurdle, right? So I could have many times in this said, oh, well, I'll never be able to do this. I don't do videos. I can't do TikTok. So that's the hurdle. And so I have to tell you guys, part of my goals in 2021 are to overcome that hurdle so that it's no longer an excuse that I can use. And this is the other lesson that I've learned that I would love advice from you guys is, so TikTok, I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. Okay. Not gonna happen. I'm going to do Facebook Lives. I'm going to do some Instagram videos. I'm never going to do TikTok. It's just
Can I challenge that just for a second? Let me challenge it just for a second. If everybody else here does one TikTok before this social media mastery event is over, will you just do one? Just do one. And we'll make it easy for you. We'll make it simple. You don't have to do a dance and you don't have to do anything silly. But if you do one, and these guys are going to script it out for you almost, point by point, and just see if you don't go viral, because I think you just might. Will you try one?
Yes, as long as it's not doing anything that Jesse Lee would do.
That's what I wanted to ask. Why do you say you would never do one? What is the reasoning? What is the belief that you have about TikTok that has you saying right now, like, I never want to do that?
To be honest and completely transparent, it's for young people. It's for hip, popular. I'm none of those. I do everything.
So
in
if we could
private.
show you that that's a myth, would you be open to it? Awesome. That's all. Because Jessie Lee's heart is pounding out of her chest right now. We can show you. That's a myth.
And if you see the wall right now, the wall's just has some people who are our age going, no. It's not just for kids.
No.
Not just for kids. There's a way to be able to do it. And Angel, I'm with you. I'm nervous too.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't done a single TikTok, but I will do one if you will do one.
Oh.
Wow.
Fair enough.
I will do one. I will do one. So this is the funny thing that I wanted to share with you, Eric.
Okay.
When with my grandchildren, there's so many things they don't want to eat. Okay. And so I've adapted this thing that's called the no thank you bite. You don't have to eat it, but you have to taste it. And then if you don't like it, you simply respond and say no thank you. So I will do a no thank you TikTok with you. I will try not for size. And if I don't love it or like it or don't feel comfortable, then I will simply say no thank you.
No, thank you.
You got a maybe.
I like it. I like it.
You got a maybe.
A no thank you TikTok.
Love that.
All right,
That's a
perfect.
good question, Eric.
You have such a consumable product. I mean, you don't have to do TikTok like Jessie Lee. You don't have to do TikTok like anybody. But I will tell you, I know you love live video. You're very strong on live video. You're an incredible trainer. You're amazing. You inspire all of us on stage for sure. And all these people in Accelerator should have already known your name before you even, in my opinion, even got on the screen. But I will tell you, you only need 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok. So can you imagine your reach if you do, like the TikTok I'm going to teach you guys either today or tomorrow, it is not what you're probably thinking is a Jessie Lee TikTok. So it's like very, very calm. You guys will be fine. No one's going to barf, I don't think. It's really simple, but you could probably get your 1,000 followers like that. Your ability to go live. And I mean, I'll teach and train through all of this, but when you're live, if that hits for you and you've got a TikTok also on for you, I mean, I not that you need help making money, okay, but you're gonna make some impact.
Everybody, give
As
me.
I navigate through this, Eric.
Yep.
What is the most important? Because I think that's the part that we get those of us who aren't on a lot of social media. What's the most important?
Here's what I would say.
So many.
Here's what I would say. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You need to get your profiles solid on those three, and you need to have a presence on those three. That's according to what's working in network marketing today. And then decide how omnipresent you want to be on the different platforms. You can decide after that. And look, after you've tried it and said no thank you, that's fine. If it's Facebook and Instagram, fine. But you're going to hear so many big results coming out of TikTok that at some point you're going to say, you know what, I got to bite the bullet and do this because it's obvious. And also me doing it is going to inspire my team to do it. And that's going to help them probably more than it helps me.
Yes.
You know, you do the uncomfortable things so your team gets more comfortable. You understand? All right. Give Angel Fletcher, icon in this business, a big round of applause. All right. Love you, sister. All right. How many of you have ever received a COVID test in order to travel? Raise your hands. Anybody ever received a COVID test? Well, Fraser flew in here from Dubai, and in order for him to fly back, he has to have a COVID test. So we have the doctor here, and you're going to be able to see who's going to make a TikTok about this, because
phone's out.
He's getting his COVID test in front of all
you
of
are
you.
great.
Of course
So
I am.
what are we doing?
to go up to the line.
I've got to spit up to the line.
Up to the line.
Fraser has to get a COVID
All right,
test.
so the question I've got is, has anyone spat on a GoPro stage before?
No, you're the first one
I'm
to
the first.
spit.
I'm
Yeah,
probably.
just in case.
The problem is I've not drank any water for about an hour because I'm not able.
We get to watch you spit.
Can I use phlegm?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Oh, your nose? Ew. Gross.
I'm winding up.
Maybe we should skip this part.
Surprised how much comes out.
Come on.
It's not the nose thing anymore?
This is the new way of
do it.
doing
Oh.
it. It's less
I believe in
aggressive.
you.
So much more
Actually, the
comfortable.
swab test we have does the.
No, it's not a urine
What is
test.
wrong with your spit?
I'm not
Your
drunk water.
spit is like
The hot wings
happening?
during the women's event was brutal. Going in and coming out. Brutal.
Are you done yet?
Carolina
I've got no water.
Reaper,
I've got no water.
that scorpion thing. Oh my.
The
What's
COVID,
that?
the water doesn't have COVID. He might.
Consistency, yes.
I'm not 6 feet away from you. This is. Yes.
So then
Go spit someplace else.
So then what would you pick?
I thought they were going to stick the
I
stick
thought that
up
was gonna
his
take 2 seconds.
Because it's
What's
the
wrong with his spit?
Okay,
Agreed. Oops.
we have to talk about one more thing for the next 10 minutes or so. And then Shalene and Brock are going to take you up until the lunch break, and they're going to start teaching you how to post, what to post, and how to really up your game when it comes to social media. But before we do that, I think if this is your billboard, if your profile and your pages are your calling card, there are some things on those pages that you don't want people to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you need to do a little purge. If there's a picture of you sloppy drunk at a party, or doing something that might be construed as inappropriate, or trying to be funny and it didn't come off funny, it came off offensive. Let me give you an example. I posted a post a month ago about vaccinations.
Oh, Eric.
Oh, are you asking for it?
But I didn't. I actually didn't. It was a joke post
Oh.
that says, it said something, for the good of all, I'm 100% behind mandatory vacations.
Wow.
Vacations. Mandatory vacations for the good of all, or something like that. And everybody read it as vaccinations.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, but a lot of people. And I said mandatory vacations. I didn't even say vaccination. But the amount of hate and anger and violence that was thrown into the comments for me saying
Oh my God,
mandatory
oh my God.
vacations, for the first time ever, my Facebook was suspended
Oh.
because people in the comments reported me for hate speech. I was reported for hate speech, even though I said mandatory vacations. So is that worth the joke? No. Is your political leanings worth the post? There are consequences. If you're a Democrat or you're a Republican in the United States, if you want that to be part of your billboard, you know that you're going to lose half of your audience.
That's right.
Same thing's true with any hot topic, whether it's guns, gun rights, abortions, anything. Be careful to what it does for your brand. So if you have things, if now look, I'm not saying that you shouldn't stand up for what you believe in. Go ahead, but just know that there are consequences. There are consequences if you take a hard line on one particular side of a topic. So what I would ask you to do, because if somebody wants to look you up, they're going to look at your profile and then they're going to scroll through some of your posts, and they're going to, through the scrolling through the posts, they're going to identify who you really are.
Yep.
They're going to do a quick scroll. Let me see who this person is. And if they see things that are offensive to them in the slightest way, or inappropriate in the slightest way, or they see you being, dressing or acting in a way that might not be what your brand says above, be careful. Just be careful. Be aware that if you're going to be a global brand business ambassador, you have to be sensitive to the world, sensitive and respectful. There are some people that I've done business with I can't do business with anymore because they're so offensive to my community. They're so over the top offensive because they're taking their stand, man. And they're calling everybody else who doesn't believe in them idiots. I can't have them call half of my audience an idiot.
Right.
I want to love everybody in my audience. I don't want to judge people in my audience. I want to bring value to people in my audience. So talk about, I would love to hear from you guys how they should, and should you go delete old posts?
Jesus, yeah.
There's a lot of comedians that wish they deleted old posts.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of big entertainment people that wish they deleted old posts, old tweets, old Instagrams, old whatever, because they were trying to be funny, or they're trying to be ironic, or they're trying to be sarcastic, and it didn't come through that way. And later on, they were held to task over that. So I would just encourage you, before you become really famous, purge it now. If there's something that was a little off color, purge it now. If there's something that somebody of a different color or different race or different background or different life experience or different view on the world would term hurtful or hateful, take it down now. It's just in the best interest of your business. Jesse Lee, what are your thoughts on this?
So first I'll give you guys directive really fast, since I know we're doing a workshop. I'm going to show you on your Facebook. So if you guys want to go to your own page, so, I mean, you all know how to go to your page. Your phone's in your hand, just go to your page. On the bottom right-hand side, there's the 3 lines. So it's like ding, ding, ding. Just hit that. And then it'll open up a menu, kind of a dashboard. So for those who are like, oh, I was definitely drunk in college 12 years ago, or like, whatever it is, you can click on memories then. So every single day, I actually do this just to double check. Oh my gosh, Eric, we were at your birthday party 2 years ago today. Did you know that? Look.
Today?
Today. It was like your birthday party.
Oh, the late one that we did when we
year.
moved into our house or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, did not know. Now we know. So I just scroll through and I just double check that what I'm doing. Okay. Yes. Good. Oh, I went to a wedding 3 years ago. Was at my corporate office. Did a charity thing 4 years ago. That's good. Live. 5's good. Okay. 6 years ago is good. Just scroll through your memories every single day and say, okay, like, hold on a second. Okay. Like, this one doesn't even make sense. Like, no, like, this one gotta go. Like, it doesn't belong on my page. So if you do this every day, you can just quickly delete. You can also set it as only you. So you can hit the 3 buttons on the top right if you see those. So hit the 3 buttons and you can click edit privacy. So if you're somebody who's like, you know what? Like, I don't want to delete that photo. That's funny. Like, I want to laugh when that pops up every year. That's fine. You can hide it. Okay? And the memories you have or the posts you made are what's popping up. So if you didn't make a post 4 years ago, it's not going to pop up. I've been consistent on social media. I have a post every year for 12 years straight. So success leaves clues. Yeah. So that's number one. But I'll tell you, like, there's ways around it. Okay. So some of you I know are super like super passionate about something and it's just busting out of you. You really want to talk about COVID. You're dying to talk about vaccines or political rights or whatever it is. And I have strong beliefs. Eric, I'm sure has strong beliefs. I'm sure Brock and Shailene have strong beliefs, right? There's ways to do things without highly offending anybody. So I'll just give an actual personal example. And this is a word I use all the time. And I'm literally going to let you all think what you want about what I'm going to say. And I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. Okay. I tell people all the time on live video constantly, and I post about it, etc., that I am super empathetic. One of my words, my number one core value in my business is empathy. Do with that what you want. Some of you might think like there's no, oh, she's a this, she's a that, da, da, da. It's just that is as divisive, and that's not divisive at all. That's as divisive as I'm going to get. Right? So you can decide for you, but we've seen $1 million earners go out there and post the craziest things, and all of us are like, oh my.
Let me comment on this. And I lost her. She was up on the screen. Terry Brady. Wave, Terry, if you're on the screen. I'm trying to find you.
That only took 20 minutes.
Back.
She was there a second ago. But anyway, she says, I'll always stand for what I believe, and those that are meant to follow me will. The others are not my people, and that's okay. And Terry, let me just tell you, I admire your passion. And I think your passion is probably what makes you successful. And if you want to make your brand be about that stand, do it. Do it. If it's not, hey, Terry, there you are. How you doing, sister? Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
She can hear us, but
okay.
we can hear her.
Well, anyway,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Hi, Terry.
Okay.
So I will give you an example. I know somebody who was a big leader in network marketing, and Christianity was a centerpiece of his business. Like, it was non-negotiable. They were doing altar calls at business presentations. They were having, laying on of hands at conventions. They were all in. And it naturally attracted the Christian folks, and it built a identity around the Christian identity, right? It was all fine. But anybody who wasn't that aggressive, they moved out. And just know that whatever your stand's going to be, I think people kind of know that I have a spiritual walk. Generally, raise your hands if you feel like I have a spiritual center to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I do. But I learned a long time ago, it's okay to mention God, and it's a little less okay to start mentioning the different versions.
Yeah.
Jesus or Muhammad or whatever. Be a little bit respectful and let everybody understand that spirituality is part of my life, important part of my life, but I'm not going to tell you which form to practice. So I've made that decision for me, because I'm sure on this wall right now, is every single walk of life, and I wouldn't want you to feel uncomfortable being around what we're doing here. There's pro guns on this wall. There's pro choice on this wall. There's pro-life, there's pro-choice, there's pro-guns, there's anti-guns, there is Democrats and there's Republicans, there's people who are agnostic, there's people who are true believers, there's people who are what do they call them when they don't believe in anything?
Agnostic.
They don't believe in spirituality. An atheist.
Agnostic.
Agnostic or an atheist. There's all of those here, and I want them to know that I love them all. So I can have my beliefs. I can stand in my beliefs. I don't have to compromise my beliefs. But I want to bring as much value as I can to my community. So I just want you, Terry, to understand, and I'm sure there's other people that says, you know what? If I don't stand up for it, somebody's got to. there's a place to be able to do that, and there's a way to be able to do that, and still be able to have a broad tent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One of the best things I ever heard was actually from Tiffany Malott on this. And she said, so many network marketing teams, they wonder why they don't grow. And it's because they end up becoming an echo chamber of exactly themselves. And in order for you to take over the world, you've got to build an army. You've got to build an army. And so that is every color. That is every race, every gender, every sexuality, every country, understanding languages, understanding diversity. Like, it's just being a good human. And the more you do that, you will build your army. But if it ends up being, if you don't fit into this little microcosm, then you don't belong here. You are like,
they can feel uncomfortable.
They feel it. They feel it.
And also, I'll mention profanity. And I have some disagreements with some of my high-profile friends. And some of you might not even be okay with this, but I think a shit or a damn or that kind of stuff here or there for punctuation, I'm kind of okay with, but an F-bomb or a MF bomb. I remember the first time Tony came to speak. Tony's my friend. I love Tony. Tony's my buddy. But our, 8-year-old was sitting in the front row getting blasted with MF after MF after MF. And our audience was like, whoa, this is not okay. And, he explains how he does what he does and for a reason and all that stuff. But afterwards, we respectfully asked him, listen, pattern interrupts, and I get it all. Tony, can we put into our contract a no profanity clause? Are you cool with that? And he's 100% cool with it. So I was like, okay, I'll take the best of Tony, but I don't need that piece. Personally, I think that stuff, he does it, Gary Vee does it quite a bit. I think it costs them, my personal opinion, I think it costs them more than it buys them. My opinion. Okay? My style. But, it's their raw, authentic self. And yes, it's a pattern interrupt and all that stuff. But you got to decide what you want to do for you. And you know what I'm a big believer in? Study results. What's working? Am I growing my audience or am I chasing people away? Is my strong belief, like I'll talk to you about politics for a moment. And I know it's a hot topic. I'm a big believer that politics is a pendulum, right? It swings here, it swings there, it swings here, it swings there. And entrepreneurs adapt to whatever it swings. And some people get sucked into the media, they get sucked into the narrative that they have to speak up, otherwise their candidate is not going to win. So they blast everybody else. And they're also, for every election of my lifetime, they say, if this other guy gets in, it's the end of our democracy as we know it. It will never recover. Say goodbye to freedom. It's gone if this clown gets in. And then that clown gets in, and then they're there for a while, and then the other clown gets in, and then the other clown gets in, and then the other clown gets in. And people are just sucked into this cycle of going back and forth and being all worked up about it when entrepreneurs just say, okay, rules changed a little bit. How do we adapt? Let's just go. So you can be part of that narrative, or you could just say, you know what? They don't control your future. You do. They don't control whether you're going to succeed or fail. You do. You might have to do it with different rules. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So same thing's true with that. So Terry, I love your passion, and that passion is probably why you're successful. I love it. But just know that there's some people that might not agree with all of your passions 100% that need you. They need you to go to the next level. Okay? So thanks for letting me use you as an example. Love you, sister. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Shalene and Brock are going to be able to be here with us through the lunch break, and then they'll be back here tomorrow. But we're going to let them take and bring you the incredible heat. They've got students all over the world that utilize their tactics and strategies to have breakthrough after breakthrough. And we're so privileged that they're here to share with us. So Shalene and Brock, You get the stage. Go get them.
Do it. Awesome. You ready? Well, first things first, we can, I think we are logged into Fraser's Facebook account. So what we could do right now is hack it and change his profile to be us
I think
together.
we should do that.
Should we? Tell us in the chat if we should hack Fraser's Facebook page right now. Hey, I think that's the first thing I want. They're saying yes. Yes. It isn't so incredibly valuable, your social media. And I think we haven't really talked about this, but it is so valuable. It's not everything, but it's incredibly valuable. Think about how much time you're hearing all of us using to develop our social media platforms. Please, please make sure yours are password protected, just like your bank. Make sure you're using two-factor authentication on every single one of these platforms, because the number of hacks that happen every single day is in the millions. And there's no hotline number to call. No one cares. They don't care if you have a blue check. They don't care if you're a celebrity or famous. And I think I need an Apple box. Why do I make such tall children? I have my highest heels on. But so that's a special reminder to make sure you are protected.
Doesn't matter who you are. It can be taken away at any moment. And it's a little different on every app. So GTS, to go back to our talk about profanity, I will say that GTS stands for Google that stuff. But Google that stuff and you can figure out how to turn on the two-factor authentication on every app.
We want to talk to you about what it is you need to post. And I know a lot of you struggle with that. I should say, I assume that's what a lot of us struggle with. So let us know in the chat, how many of you, the most frustrating piece about social is I just don't know what to post. I don't know that my life is that interesting, or that I can be that creative, or that I have things that are worthy of posting today. So how many of you struggle to post? Yes. Awesome. Yeah. And that's what we want to talk to you about today. Before we go there, I don't know if we've really made it clear that this is my son. I just want to make sure people don't think I'm your sister or anything.
Is that what they would think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
And Brock and I love teaching social media. It's something that we have been geeking out together on for a very long time. In fact, Brock was able to buy his first vehicle on his own, because your mom's not buying your car, your dad's not buying your car, you're buying your car. And he bought his first vehicle, which was a 1988
Ford pickup truck.
And did that by building a business on Twitter while he was in middle school. And I think that was probably your first taste, would you say?
One of my first tastes, for sure. Yeah, of building this business for myself, or building a business for myself, really. And then I went off to college.
Yep.
I played college football, and I was away from home for the first time, but relying very heavily on my parents for finances, paying for not just school, but eating out and my groceries and my books and my housing and all of that. And I felt this guilt almost, because I didn't want to just rely on them for my financial means. I wanted to create financial independence, financial freedom, financial security for myself. But as a college football player, I didn't have time for a traditional full-time job. And I'm sure so many of you can relate to wanting to, you're not being able to be a part of that traditional 9-to-5 job and wanting to create financial stability for yourself. So that's when I started my first business, was my freshman year of college, my first real legitimate business, when I was about 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah, and I think one of the greatest lessons all of us can learn is that this is a very special moment. Like I said earlier, when I first started my very first legitimate business in college, there was no social media. If you wanted more eyeballs, you had to buck up a lot of money and pay for an ad that you didn't know if it would work. You didn't know if it would reach people. You didn't know if it would connect. And that was a gamble. And if it didn't work, you couldn't just go back to the drawing board and do it again. You had to invest more money. Today, whatever it is you're creating in social media, if it doesn't work, that's okay, because it's freaking free. Yeah. And if you're reaching 20 people, that's huge. Think about that. If you can 10x that, that's our opportunity today, is to help you do that. So we're going to first, and I know for some of you, I understand how this works, but I think if we start kind of at the beginning and help you understand the changes in the algorithm, and while we're going to focus primarily on Instagram. What we're teaching you is exactly what we do on TikTok and on Facebook. It's really, there's been a shift in the way we all kind of consume social media. I'm sure most of you would agree. Like, in fact, I'd love to know how many of you, what you used to want to see on social media platforms is kind of, it's evolved, it's different. You've got less time to spend scrolling through people's photos from some stranger's wedding, rehearsal dinner. Like, how many of you, you really want to be much more strategic with your time when you're on social. And that's what the algorithm is. People think it's like a dude in Silicon Valley, like trying to mess with all of us. They changed the algorithm again. It just doesn't, it doesn't work that way. We all dictate the algorithm.
I think if you've seen the documentary, The Social Dilemma, you know the scary idea of what the algorithm can be, that it's a bunch of guys sitting in a room with hoodies on, and they're pulling up your content and deciding, ooh, she should be in Facebook jail today, or ooh, let's penalize her because we just don't like her or him. When ultimately it's just basically an equation that determines who sees your posts and who doesn't.
Based on your behavior. It's not a random person. It's like we are all dictating the algorithm. So to break this down, here's how it works on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook. It's all the same. When you make a post, the algorithm knows who your ride or dies are, right? So that you might have 5 of those, you might have 10 of those, you might have 20 of those if you're really lucky. And these are the people who are like, it don't matter what you post or how bad it is, they give you a like. And they probably are going to even say something nice. We all have at least one, right? Some of us have more, but you have this really small, fine line of people that are your ride or dies. Like they're like waiting for your next post. The algorithm looks at that, and if that whole tier of ride or dies do something with it, they engage, well, then it kind of spreads it out to the people who are pretty solid with you. They regularly like, comment, or do some type of engagement on your posts. From there,
it can either continue to reach more and more people, or if those people stop interacting, the algorithm will show your post to less people. That's how it works on TikTok. That's how it works on Instagram. They're constantly checking to see, do your followers, do they enjoy this? Are they spending time with it? Are they liking it? Are they commenting? Or when they see it, are they just scrolling on by? The algorithm tracks all of that. And so if your people, your audience, that first little batch who sees the content, if they engage, it gets shown to more. And then if they all engage, it gets shown to more. And that's how posts go viral. That's how posts reach thousands of people. I do want to quickly say, though, something that you kind of mentioned a minute ago, which is think about the power of reaching just 20 people. Imagine being able to walk into a classroom full of people and give a lecture or share your content. That's powerful. A lot of times we get caught up in these numbers and we see hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of views, when ultimately, I mean, if you're walking into a classroom of 30 people, that's a powerful amount of attention to hold. So I don't want you to get discouraged. If you don't have hundreds of followers, or if you don't get thousands of views yet, that can come. That's what we're going to talk about. But let's recognize the power that we have to even just network with a small community of people.
But and I know you've probably heard that before, but let me break it down even further for you. And this part I think is going to blow your mind, more so even than the chat that's going crazy about the height differential between the two of us. This is going to blow your mind, even though you are all very distracted by how could a 5'2" woman produce something that tall? And she has heels on.
5'2" might be an exaggeration.
Go to your room.
There's a doctor here. He can measure you.
Go to your room. So here's what you need to understand. Remember how we said, like, every time that tier goes out, like it shows it to like more and more people? Think about it. Every time it goes to a new tier, there's more people who don't know you that well, right? And so Instagram is here's what they're looking at. Does someone who doesn't know this person that well find this at all interesting? Hang on to that. Of course your homies are going to find it interesting. Of course your family's going to find it interesting. But like Instagram doesn't care about that. They're like, how we want to push out content that like strangers who don't know you find it worthy of stopping to engage with. Okay. So if you don't know me and I post a photo just standing next to my son, other than the fact that there's a huge height differential, is it at all worthy of you stopping and posting and looking? Probably not, right? But if there was something I was sharing with you that was specifically how you could grow your Instagram, well, that is worthy to people who don't know us. So that's the first thing you need to take away, is that you've got to think about, like, is this at all interesting to complete strangers? Because if it's not, it stops right there at the people who already know you. And we could just like leave right now, and just that measure alone should help you understand, like, wow. And before you make your next post, just ask yourself, is this interesting or valuable or worthy or motivational or inspirational or entertaining to people who don't know me? That's the algorithm in a nutshell. Wow, applause.
If it doesn't add value to them, if it's not valuable, they don't care about it. Gone are the days, we have limited attention. So gone are the days of, here's my kid off to school, here's my dog up on the couch, here's me out to dinner last night with my friends. That is self-serving content. It's self-focused content. It's look at me. It's the influencers and the celebrities who we all are annoyed with now. It's look at me. I did this. This is my great life. This is my imperfect, inauthentic me. Instead, we need to change our focus with all of our content. Even if you've been watching us today and you say, forget Instagram, forget Facebook, forget TikTok, I'm going on YouTube. All of your content on whatever social media you're on should be focused on serving your audience, not self-serving with talking about me, highlighting yourself, look how great I am.
And that's something I wanted to mention, because the people that we've got on the panel are freaking amazing, right? And I don't think enough instructors say this, but I'm definitely going to say it. You don't want to do necessarily what I'm able to do, or maybe what Jesse Lee or Eric or Brock, unless you already have a known following. Right now, for majority of people who are watching right now, you're trying to become known for something. And it is kind of a little different. Like, once you become known, then you can broaden your focus. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But the number one thing right now, and just a little pop quiz, everybody tell us, the question you're going to ask yourself before you make your next post is, this interesting to who? Hit it up in the chat. Let's see if people get it right. Is it interesting to strangers? Is it interesting to your audience? Yeah, exactly. Is it interesting to strangers? So is me showing you my lifestyle, if I have 200 followers and I don't yet have I'm not known for something, is modeling my lifestyle, is that useful or interesting or helpful? Probably not. Not yet. Okay, so the goal is that we want to get engagement. What counts as engagement?
Engagement is, of course, the things we normally think of, like a like or a share, a comment. On Instagram, it might be a save. But there's tons of other forms of engagement.
If you're on carousel, that counts as engagement. The amount of time that you spend on a post, believe it or not, even if you don't like it or do anything, that counts as engagement. All of that counts as engagement. And that's your goal. I know it sounds like a vanity metric, but that engagement is what makes sure your content's going out to like the next layer of people who don't yet know you. So the question is, which of those pieces of engagement, is it a like, a comment, and this is a pop quiz. Let's not say the answer.
Okay.
What piece of those forms of engagement, which one do you think is the most likely to introduce you to a new audience?
I say comment.
We shall find out. Hold that thought.
I thought comment first too, but I think share is like having a comment and telling more people.
That's what I think. Share. for sure.
I'll go with share.
I say comment.
A lot of different answers. A lot of people saying the right one.
And take a screenshot so that you can actually, wait, I'm going to come out of my heels while you're typing. And I'm just going to let you take a screenshot right now of the height differential. And let this be a lesson you need to feed your kids cereal and sugary, unhealthy food. Because this kid had the worst diet. I'm just joking. And he's still very, very tall. But you have a good diet now. All right, so the answer is, and give me spirit fingers if you got it right. The answer is shares.
Shares.
Spirit fingers if you got it right. Okay, so why is it shares?
Ultimately, there's a lot that goes into this, right? The time that someone's spending with your post. If someone saw your post and it was super valuable and they commented a question, there's all of that plays into it. And there was even a really wildly popular graphic that was being spread across social media that was saying that saves were actually the best. The reason that that graphic went viral and became popular is because it got shared. Shares are the most important form of engagement if your goal is to grow. And that's because let's look at them at face value. Let's strip the social media, let's strip all of this stuff away and just look at it. What do these things mean? A like does not take very much energy, right? Sometimes you give people a courtesy like because you're like, oh, this is my cousin. I'll like it.
You do that all the time. I know you do. Because I'll end up on someone's social media. I'm like, he liked that?
It's a courtesy like. And sometimes we'll see something, nice. And I think we're all guilty of this. If you've spent time on Instagram, you see something and you press the little bookmark button and you're like, oh, I'll save this. But again, not that much energy. Maybe you saw a great piece of content and you read everything and you watched the full video, you spent some time with it, you put some energy forth, and then maybe even at the end you were like, I'm gonna comment my own 2 cents. Also very good. But now what does a share mean? What does it mean to get your content shared? If you are sharing my post, that means that you thought my post was so valuable, so useful, so beneficial, that you're like, other people need to see this.
Literally, you're making a decision to take, when you share something, you're saying, this piece of content is so good, it's gonna make me look good to share it. I'm gonna introduce this person who I maybe don't know and give them access to all of the people who follow me potentially, because I'm going to share their content. You're literally promoting somebody else. What does it take to get someone to say, this is so freaking good, I got to share this? And I don't want to lead the witness. I want you to think about right now, because you shared something recently. You've either taken a screenshot of it and sent it to your girls group, or you took a screenshot of it and you sent it to your husband, or you shared it to your stories, or you copied the link and you sent it to somebody. What was it about that piece of content, especially if you did it publicly? What was it about a public piece of content that you shared? Why did you share it? We're gonna look at your, okay, made me laugh. These are great. It was funny, it hit home, it was inspiring, it was a lot of funny. It hit the heartstrings, it was inspiring, it was valuable in the area that I talk about on Instagram. That one right there is huge. It was beautiful, or it resonated with a thing that I'm very passionate about. So here's the deal, you guys. Now, I love that everyone's like sitting forward right now. You share things because they make you look good, because it says something about you. Period, end of subject. You're not gonna share a post that I'm doing, like, I got a new dog. Are you sharing that to your stories? It's interesting. I'll bet it gets a ton of likes. But it won't get shares. Why are shares important? Because I want to find like-minded people. And if you're already following me, I know you have like-minded friends, and I want to be introduced to them.
Yeah.
So if you share my content, you've just introduced me to your like-minded friends. Do you see this? Do you see how important it is in finding? Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Facts.
Ultimately, content that is share-worthy, boil down this whole chat, falls into one of 3 categories. The first one.
I say 4.
I like to say 3, is captivating. And that's the one that most of us might have the biggest difficulty with, because you're like, I'm not like Jesse Lee, or I'm not going to dance, or, you know, I don't think I'm that funny. Captivating content. The second one, motivating content. Content that maybe is inspiring someone else, teaching someone else, motivating them to make a change. And then the final piece of content is educating. And that's something that we can all do. I think we all have an expertise, a story to tell. We all have knowledge that we can share to educate other people. And educational content is super shareable. Super shareable.
People say, what is the fourth? So I'll share the fourth. I think it's also really powerful to share something that is just entertaining. You know, and maybe that falls into the zone of captivating, but when we ask people, like, why do you share, like, funny really works. Funny really, really works. And I know some of you are like, well, but I'm not funny. I'm not a comedian. There's such simple ways. Like, I can't wait for you guys to hear how easy it is to do this with Reels and with TikToks. Some of the most viral videos I've seen that have helped some of our students grow tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of followers are 8-second videos. 8-second videos with a quick caption. No dancing. So it is possible today. Now, why, that shorter content, here's like a really exciting new trend that I hope you guys are pumped up about, is that shorter content performs better. Why? Because we have the attention span of a goldfish, right? We're like, show me in pictures, don't make me read anything, I don't need a book, like if I can grasp the concept in 4 seconds, even better. And then you're more likely to share short content. When was the last time you shared a video to your Instagram or your Facebook that was like 30 minutes long, even though it was probably, for example, you've been with us for several hours. This is probably the most valuable thing you're going to do all month. But if we had this video and you had the ability to share it, you probably wouldn't share it to your Facebook page, even though it's super valuable, because most people aren't like you. Most people aren't devoted to spending the time to educate and then to implement. Most people aren't. And so the average person just isn't interested in leveling up. And so it is kind of like responding to that whole, the importance of keeping things brief.
And I think it makes total sense. And we'll talk more about Reels tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
But earlier, we said that the average amount of time, let's see if everyone was paying attention and wrote this down, the average amount of time it takes for someone to decide if they're going to follow you is how many seconds? Let's see in the chat.
Pop quiz.
7 seconds. 7 seconds. That's how long it takes for someone to decide if they're going to follow you.
Somebody said that sounded too quick. Well, let's let 7 seconds pass. Can we? Somebody got a little timer for us? Okay, there's 7 seconds. It doesn't take that long to just look at someone's profile. You just do this. You can, as soon as you land on their page, you can see their last 6 posts. And if their last 6 posts are like, not that interesting to me, like, that's great, it's cute, nice, but like not that interesting to me, doesn't improve my life, you're probably not going to follow. So you want attention. I hate to say that word, it sounds weird, right? But you want to attract people who are interested in the solution that you have. They have a problem, you have a solution. And when Fraser was here, he helped us understand the importance of making that like bold. It's the first thing people see if they do go and click on your bio. When does somebody click on your bio? Well, if I've shared your latest Instagram post because it was like so freaking funny or so valuable, and my friends see it and they're like, oh, this is good. I wonder, we do this, don't we? We go, I wonder if this person posts other stuff like that. How many of you, raise your hand, if you're like, I do that. I go and look at their page, see, do they post other things like this? Yeah. And if you do post a lot, mainly other content like that, you're probably going to get a follow. But if they go to your bio and it says you like unicorns and sunsets, and you've got that one really great post that everybody shared, but then there's like, what you have for lunch, and then there's like your dog, and then there's, all these other things, they're like, okay, it was a one-hit wonder. Like they're probably great, but I'm already following too many people. How many of you feel like I'm already following so many people, I can't afford to give you another follow? All the hands up. Put your hands up if you already feel like I follow. I'm missing the stuff I actually want to see. I'm missing the people I actually want to see. So here's why it's so important that you understand the problem you solve. Because if we go to your bio, if I go to Fraser's bio and he says he's a network marketing expert who helps network marketers with their social media, and I click on his bio, I'm like, yes, because that's the problem I'm struggling with is I can't grow my social media. Yes, look at his bio. This is awesome. I'm going to look and see if he's got content that matches his promise.
Now imagine if you go to Fraser's profile and you see, like you were saying, a picture of his sandwich, and then a picture of him on the plane, and then a picture of him in the Speedo. You're not going to follow. You might laugh, you might chuckle, but the vast majority of us aren't going to follow along. So where we're going with this is that your content, the focus of your content, what should you be posting? You should be posting solutions, content, tips, resources, education, motivation, all of it related to that problem that Fraser brought up earlier. Earlier, he helped you identify, I help who with what? All of your posts should do that. If not, and listen, we can talk more about this in a minute. I understand you have a lot of passions, interests, hobbies. I understand you're a diverse and complex human being. But when you post about all of those different things on your Facebook or on your TikTok or your Instagram, what you're doing is you're first of all, you're making potential followers not want to follow you. And you're making your existing followers confused. Because wait, do I follow Fraser for network marketing advice? Or do I follow Fraser for pictures of him in a Speedo? Or do I follow him for the sandwich he ate for lunch? Why am I following you? You don't hold my attention if you're not continuing to post about the thing I followed you for in the first place.
And again, just to be very clear, you're probably going to look at both of our Instagram followings. I'm at Shalene Johnson. He's Brock 11, the number 11. Johnson is in between. Brock's content, Brock is newer on Instagram. He's new to growing his following. He's not yet known. So in order to do that, although he has a multitude of interests, he loves TikTok, he loves Instagram, he loves building businesses and email marketing, all of those things. But his Instagram solves one problem. And that was hard for him to, it's hard for all of us because you have so many things you could help people with. You're like, I don't know which one I should focus on. But when he did, that's when his following exploded. When you pick one, and it's the hardest thing that you're going to do, but can I give you some really good news? If you pick the wrong thing, you can change your mind. You can go, well, that didn't work, or this isn't fun anymore, or like it was working and now it's not. You can change your mind. But y'all, here's a really tough pill you got to swallow. If you don't, you'll still be successful, but it will be much harder. And here it is. Are you ready? You've got to pick one freaking problem you solve, at least until you hit the 10K mark. And you're going to get there so much faster. And it relieves the problem that you have right now where you're like, I don't know, I should post. What should I post? Pick the one problem you want to focus on for now and just know you have permission later. But you got to give this 3 months. You literally have to go all in and you have to say, like, I'm just going to produce content that is so share-worthy that anyone who's dealing with this problem is going to want to share it. It is that good. So it's going to be, again, this might be difficult to hear, and I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but for most of our students, we have found that if you can make it less about you, less self-centered, and I know that sounds bad, but less self-focused, I should say, and more community-focused, then people are going to say, you have to follow this person. You have to follow they won't even say this person. They'll say, you have to follow this page. Follow this page because, oh, you're dealing with that. Oh, you have a child with autism. Oh, you have someone who's dealing with type 2 diabetes. Oh, you have somebody who my friend is going through divorce. You have to follow this page because they solve that problem. And you often hear it referred to as niche. I don't want you to worry about your niche. I just want you to think about, like, what is the one problem? And here's a quick little suggestion, and I'd love to see your answers in our chat. there's a reason why you chose the business, the company that you chose. And I'll just bet it relates to it solved a particular problem for you. And it's very specific. It wasn't like just weight loss. It was maybe weight loss after baby. Or maybe it wasn't just natural products. It was natural products to help you heal your skin because you have eczema. So what is the problem? Don't tell us the company, but tell me what problem did you start with that helped you find a solution?
Mhm.
Diabetes, bad skin, weight loss. What's going on over there on that side, Brock? Mental wellness.
Managing emotions, stress, getting out of corporate, time, financial education.
These are great.
Mm-hmm.
I love these. Okay, so that should help you understand. I bet that, did a light bulb go off for any of you? Light bulb go off? Did you just realize, like, yeah, that, yes, yes. Okay. Now, if you,
Can I share another quick thought around everything we're talking about? Err on the side of specificity. We don't need to go off into an entire tangent right now about mindset, but there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's 500 million daily active users on Instagram, 300 million on TikTok, over 1 billion on Facebook. That's enough people to go around. So you can get specific. And think about it like a server at a restaurant. Imagine a giant restaurant with 100 tables. If there was only one person trying to serve all of those different people, it's going to be some very bad service that night, right? No one's going to get their food on time. Everyone's going to get their orders messed up. Now imagine the flip side. Imagine there's just one table who that server is tending to. They're pouring all of their energy and their efforts all into that one table and serving that one group of people. Those people are going to have the best experience of their life. And they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to talk about this server and how amazing they were, and they're going to give a great tip at the end of the night. So what I'm saying is, my mom, like, you're great, and I love you. But you and Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey and Mother Teresa combined can't serve everybody on the planet. So err on the side of specificity. The more specific you get, the better you'll be able to serve that group of people. The more effective you'll be able to help them and help them solve that problem.
yeah, and that specificity is hard. We all fear it, I myself included, you know, even with as many followers as, I hate saying the word followers, like the size of my community that I have, because it is a community, like, and I'm part of this community. I don't have followers. I'm in this community with these people. I want to attract people who have the same kind of mindset as me. And you know, we talked about just before the crew left, do you boldly step into that belief that you have that might not relate to your business? And I just wanted to add a little something here to say, it depends. If it is part of your fiber, if it is part of your makeup, if it is, you're like, but I want more of those people in my life, and that's who I want to serve. Remember this, you have permission to repel people.
Mm-hmm.
Eric was just saying, just know that that's the consequence. When we take bold stance, when we take a bold stance, you are going to make some people angry and real uncomfortable. And if you're okay with repelling those people to compel the people who you want to be down with, do that. But if you better have a strong backbone, you better be ready for the fact that half the people aren't going to like that. But I want you to know you have permission to do that. And in fact, the more we are bold about, like, specifically who I want to help, right? Specifically who I want to help, the more likely we are to attract people that, y'all, it just feels so freaking good when you are talking to your planet. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? Like when you are talking to your people, and you don't have to be careful about your words or like the way you say things or your lingo or your slang or whatever. And people are just like, where have you been all my life? Are you in my head? I've been waiting for someone to show up that looks and sounds like you. Like, it is okay to be that, as long as you have the confidence and the strength to know that a lot of people aren't going to like you, and that's their problem. That's fine. You know, I follow Coach Stormy, And I love that she is, and I know she spoke on Eric's stages many times, and I love that she speaks specifically to her Black community. She's talking to Black families. Now, she's saying, if you are white, you can't work with me. No, but she's making it known who it is specifically she wants to help, and you have to do that too. So when I read, I help people with bad skin, who with bad skin? Do I help teenagers with bad acne? Do I help women over 50 who have dry skin from menopause? Like, y'all, the more specific you are, you watch your following grow, and you can ease yourself into this. I know some of you are going to need to ease yourself into it. Me. So I've been doing this for forever, and I've been talking to entrepreneurs, right? But this year I decided, well, why did building an online business, what problem did that solve for me? Well, for me, it solved the problem that I just couldn't fit in anywhere with my ADHD. That corporate environments just made me feel stupid, made me feel like I couldn't concentrate, made me feel like I was going to have a panic attack. Like having that kind of structure, I just can't do it. So it made me realize, that's why I chose to build an online business. Is entrepreneurship is because of my ADHD. And I'm going to start talking to those people. I'm going to start looking for them. Does that mean that I can't help someone like my husband who's laser focused and forgets nothing? No. But that person who has ADHD or maybe undiagnosed, or they're just super distracted, they're going to be like, I've been looking for someone to say this. I've been looking for someone just like you with that problem. So don't be afraid to be hella specific with your problem. The more you do that, the more you'll be rewarded.
And earlier, you briefly mentioned an amount of time. I've been, doing this whole Instagram thing for a couple years now, and I received a message literally last night that said, Brock, I picked my niche, I cleaned up my profile, and I've been posting consistently for the last 6 days, and I have not seen a change. What am I doing wrong? I said, what you're doing wrong is expecting results after 6 days. In most areas of our life, you don't go to the gym for a week and expect to have a six-pack. In most areas of our life, we understand that real growth takes time. Now, is it going to take 15 years to grow your social media following? Probably not, and that's the beauty of social media, right, is that you can reach thousands of people in a much quicker amount of time. But you have to commit, and the time frame you gave earlier was 3 months, 90 days.
How do you feel about that?
I absolutely agree. Because think about it like a ship that's sailing at sea. It takes some time to turn it around. And the bigger your ship already is, the more followers you already have, the longer it's going to take you to pivot or to turn that ship around to start focusing on this one thing. They might expect you to post pictures of your kids and your family and your pets and what you ate, and all of a sudden you're going all in on this one topic. I'll give you a personal story. I was a college football player who was posting what college football players post, pictures of themselves in their uniforms with Drake quotes in the caption.
Yes.
And one day I made the pivot to start speaking to small business owners and sharing my expertise, sharing these valuable posts all around this one topic. And at first it was crickets because my followers were a bunch of 20-year-old, 21-year-old guys who were like, I don't want this. Give me more Drake quotes and more action shots. I don't want this. But after time, after 2 to 3 months, 90 days, you start to see the change. Those people start to find you, but it's not going to be overnight. You can't expect results in a week or in 2 weeks. You can expect results after you put in the work consistently for 2 or 3 months.
I'm sure there's some of you right now who are like, man, if I flip that switch, my followers are going to be like, what is going on here? What happened to all the other stuff? So how many of you, just wave at me if you're like, yeah, that's my fear. Or hit me up in the chat. Do you fear like if I just go all in on this one topic, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of followers? Okay. So the answer is you will. And that's okay. Yeah. Because they don't have the problem that you have a solution to. So are you ever going to be able to help them if they don't have that problem? Probably not. When I wanted to be known and I started on Instagram, I only posted fitness, That's it. For those of you who don't know, I have done a lot of fitness infomercials. I've sold tens of millions of exercise DVDs. But that's not like my purpose. I'm a teacher. Like I am a teacher. Like that's what I was born to do, whether it's teaching fitness or teaching social media. But like teaching people how to exercise is fun for me. But there was a point at which it wasn't fueling me the same way teaching people how to do what I'd done would fuel me. So I no longer I wasn't trying to solve that problem for people anymore, the weight loss, the get in shape problem. I'm not trying to solve that anymore. Now I want to solve the problem for people who are distracted and want to start a business. So that meant I stopped posting fitness almost entirely. You can scroll back through my page and you'll see that there was a time at which that's all I posted, and then I flipped the switch. And what happened? I lost engagement. I lost followers. I made people angry. But that's not that's not the problem I was trying to solve anymore. You have to believe so passionately in the solution that you have that you're okay with some people saying, like, that's not what I came here for. That's okay. We've decided to change the menu. You own it. You can change the menu when you want to. We want to take some of your questions because I know some of this is, you've got very specific questions. And we also want to talk to you before we finish up about a concept called curiosity marketing. Hopefully we'll get to that today. But I also really want to dig in and see if we can't ask or answer some questions for some of you that really feel like, okay, I've got something real specific. So just go ahead and wave at us. And if you've got something real specific you need to ask, and we'll get to it.
Jennifer Bishop in Z6.
All right, Z6, Jennifer Bishop.
I have her pulled up.
Jennifer, what's going on? We'll try to get a few more. So guys, write down your questions. So if we pull you up, we can...
And then, oh, go ahead. Lauren Buckner, I'd like to have her next.
There we go. Hi. Great to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I've been thoroughly enjoying the accelerator program and growing. So I have a basic TikTok question, and I know people are like, Google it, and I have. So during GoPro, I opened up a TikTok account, and I know this is Instagram, and now I'm learning Reels because I'm a Google YouTube fanatic. That's how I've learned.
Love it. Love it.
Don't rely on your upline. Like I'm the leader, right?
Right.
And so my TikTok, I added it, and then I watched The Social Dilemma, and I quickly deleted it. And now that's been since December. I can't get back in, and I've Googled and YouTubed, and I have one phone number. So is it, besides getting another phone number, what would your advice be? Have you had that question before?
I have not, but my first thought was that it's one phone number, right? So can she open it up with another phone number?
It probably won't allow that. Social media is glitchy. Instagram's glitchy, TikTok's glitchy. There's just bugs and errors in the system because ultimately the system was written by humans. So what I would recommend is maybe use someone else's phone number or get a Google phone number, which is a free phone number that you can get. Google phone number and get one of those to create a new account. Because TikTok is really powerful, and it's a bummer that your old account, you can't access it anymore.
Yeah, thank you for that question.
No, I'm like so bummed, but thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this.
Awesome.
I already have going live in my team and gonna give all these little nuggets to whoever wants to build on social media.
That's right.
So
We teach what we've learned. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you. Love your energy. So awesome.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Z6, Lauren Buckner.
And what room is she in?
She's Z6 right here. Yep, we're pulling her up.
Hi, great day.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I got my second COVID shots or vaccination, so I'm in the bed, but I'm here with you.
You should post about it. Just kidding.
So my question is this. I own a health and wellness business. We have a studio. So we obviously have like our studio page, right?
Yep.
Where we work, we focus on, working with women to help them lose weight. And then separately, I have the platform to help people secure financial security, right? And so that's that's what I'm teaching. And that's kind of where my network marketing, and I'm also a real estate development attorney. So I'm teaching people how to create that passive income, right? So that's where I come from with the network marketing. This is one avenue where you can create some passive income to be able to free yourself financially. So my question is, on my separate platform, do I just specifically talk about, securing financial security and talk about, the MLM on that platform and on Instagram? But then on Facebook, how do I do that? Do I pick on Facebook what I'm either going to promote the fitness business or the financial security problem?
Lauren, is your business, your studio, it's a local business, so you need local customers, right?
Yes, we have a studio, but we also have an online program.
I love you. Okay, awesome. This is my recommendation. You're busy. Girl, fitness instructor to fitness instructor, I understand what you're up against. You are busy. My recommendation would be invest in a virtual assistant. Okay? Because you can hire an amazing virtual assistant for a fraction of your hourly worth. And even if they just spent 5 hours a week, they could help you establish 2 separate accounts, because I think they're very different. I think, and they're after someone very specific that's very, very niched. I personally have 10 Instagram accounts. I know that blows people's minds. But I didn't start them all overnight. I started them one at a time, maybe one each year, and then I get it started, and then I have a VA take it over. But you want these things to be very separate and very, very niched. That would be my recommendation. I would have 2 accounts on Instagram, and I would have 2 accounts on Facebook. So I would start a Facebook page for the one that you don't have currently, and then make sure you've got the same thing on Instagram.
Yep.
Once you have an Instagram page, Brock and I were talking about this. Once you have an Instagram, we were saying, look, what's the most valuable platform? In terms of valuable, saving you time, we both agreed probably Instagram, because you can repurpose that to TikTok. You can repurpose that to Facebook. That's one of the platforms that allows you to repurpose a lot of different content.
Great question, though.
Thanks, Lauren.
You want to do one more video question?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's do one more. Carrie in Z6. Actually, we'll do 2 more. We'll do Carrie in Z6, and then we'll go over to Brenda in Z4. Brenda Wall in Z4. Hi, Carrie.
Awesome. Well, you kind of answered. Hello, everybody. Great to be here. Thank you so much. It kind of answered my question just now, because I have a business account that is very specific and niched into a specific area. And I've kind of been playing around what to do with there. I have my personal page, and then I'm thinking of having a 3rd one, which is really just tuned into communication training and speaking. So I'm thinking for my personal page, you kind of show up like yourself, but would tag into that, into stories, and share into the personal, or am I making this too difficult?
I think what she's referring to is basically feature accounts.
I think so too.
Yeah, so basically what you described is what we call...
Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
So are you saying you have a business page, let's say, that's business focused, and then you have your personal page, or personal focus, and which way do you share?
I would probably feature into the personal, I
okay.
So to highlight the different areas, I can
love it.
That's what I was.
Okay, so let me share this really for everybody. The only place where you're going to attract new followers is in your feed. You'll never grow a new following from story posts. I say, it's a generalization, but generally speaking, 99% of your growth is just going to come from your feed. It is in our stories where people go to find out, who is this person? Who are they really? What's their life going on? We want to know, who are you and what's really going on? So I have a ton of different feature accounts. The feed content is never me, but I show up in the stories on all of them because I know people are who's behind this account? And that's how, when people say, why would I create an account that's specific to one type of content if I'm never showing up? How do I get sales? Well, because we go into stories for relationship. So you can do what, y'all, You can, that's the other good news. We forgot to tell them, Brock.
What is it?
The good news is, you know how we told you have to like be specific to one problem on your feed? In your stories, you can be all over the place.
Yeah.
You can be like all the things. Yay! Yay! You can be, because people want to know all the things. They want to know where you shop. You want to create such great story content that people are like, ooh, I cannot miss. This person is dropping like great ideas, and that's where you show lifestyle. So for that other person who asked, like, what about showing lifestyle? Show all of it in your stories. Good question.
Thank you.
Did we have one more?
We
And
had
then
one more. Yeah, Brenda Wall
wrap it
in
up.
Z4. Yep. Here she is.
And muted? Awesome.
Here we are.
You are. Hi, Brenda.
Hey, my question is, so you said be very specific and solve one problem. Do you choose either to do your opportunity or your product, your services?
Yeah, that is the $1 million question. How many of you are like thanking Brenda right now that she asked this question? Yes? Right. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm glad we're ending on this one because it's so important. There isn't one answer. And here's how I'm going to explain that. It depends. And here's how you can help decide this for yourself. If I'm with a health and wellness company that's centered around, say, weight loss, but I want to create a page that's just devoted to, say, biblical quotes, right? I'm going to track people who are looking for biblical quotes. Do you know anyone who's interested in biblical quotes that doesn't also have 5 pounds to lose? You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things where like, it don't matter what your feed is about because everybody in the world really needs your solution, needs your product, right? So there's an example of something where it doesn't matter. You're just attracting people and everyone needs your solution. But if there's a very, very specific reason why you use that product and it's part of your passion, then I think it's nice if they are married in your feed.
Yeah.
Does that help? Brenda's thinking about it. Does that help, Brenda?
She might be frozen.
She's frozen? Okay, I was like, wow, she's really, really thinking about this.
ultimately, I would say, which one fires you up the most? Which one are you most passionate about? We like to use this analogy when we're speaking about niche, that you date your niche. And there's a few things that go along with dating this niche, this focus. First of all, you can't date more than one at the same time. It's not going to work out.
You can, but then you're not trusted.
It's not going to work out. It's not going to last very long. It's not going to be very successful. So pick just one and date just one focus. That's why we say wait 2 to 3 months. Because after 2 to 3 months, if you're still fired up to talk about this thing and you're still passionate about, maybe it's the business side or maybe it's the benefits of the company. If you're still passionate about it, then keep rolling. But after 2 to 3 months, if you're not fired up, your family and friends are like, this just isn't right for you, it's not a good fit, then by all means, you have our permission to break up with that niche and pick a new one. But there is no one soulmate niche. Earlier, I said that my freshman year of college, I started a business. At that time, it was helping moms keep their kids, their teens, safe on Snapchat. That's very different than what I do now. Now I do Instagram marketing, organic Instagram growth for business owners. So it's very different. Your niche, what you do, it will evolve and change. There's no one perfect soulmate business or niche that you have to stick with for the rest of your life. By all means, date your niche and feel free to break up with it and pick a new one if you lose the passion or the interest for it.
And thank you, Amanda, for your summary. She just basically summed it up beautifully. She said, so our feed is going to attract people who are looking to solve a particular problem, or they're looking for a particular type of content. And it's in our stories where we build relationships. And then someone asked for examples. So let me give you an example. An example would be an account, home workouts, the number 4 _ the letter U, home workouts for you. You can look at this. It has 500,000 followers. The problem it solves is creative workouts you can do at home. It is an account I own. I'm not on it. But every single day I feature my virtual assistant finds the content and they feature great people who posted workout videos that solve that problem. Another example is when I was redecorating and I wanted an all-white interior. I started following an Instagram account that's all they posted was like white interior design, like an all-white aesthetic. I didn't go with that, but I followed that account, and they weren't just posting their stuff. They were posting they were curating great content. So here's the thing that we didn't get a chance to dig into too much, but we will hopefully tomorrow, is this doesn't all have to be you. That's the relief. It doesn't have to be content that you create. You can share other share-worthy content created by other creators that is niche specific, related to the problem that you solve, provided you give them credit. And mixing in your own content. Because listen, you're not you probably didn't go to graphic art school, I don't know. Maybe you're not as entertaining on camera as you'd like to be, but you know what good content is. You screenshot it all the time. You know what it is. And other people have already proven it to be viral, so you can share some of that content and be the place where everyone goes for the best curated content that relates to solving this problem, that relates to, I want to decorate my house this way. I need to lose weight. I need to find ideas to work out from home. So there's a lot of different ways for you to do this. Here's what I want you to do, y'all. Think of the problem that you solve or that you want to solve. That problem, look at that hashtag on Instagram on our break. Okay, and see what you can find that's in the top of hashtags. See what type of content. You might have to dig, but I'll bet you'll find some content that you're like, whoa, this is super valuable, and it's related to the problem I solve, and I would share this with my audience. And now, we don't want you to have to post anything right now, because we're going to break that down for you in specific detail. So please don't feel any overwhelm. I want everyone to just take a deep breath in with me. Take a deep breath in and relax. All I ask is, did some of this start to go like, aha, this makes sense, like, duh, yes, that's all. Then you succeeded. You don't have to create any posts right now. You don't have to change anything. We don't need you to create a new video or anything right now. Just think about these concepts and start looking at your Instagram, Facebook, and your TikTok feed a little differently. We are going to give you an hour to do that and also to refuel because we really want this to be as interactive as possible. And I know that what we just did is just gave you so much information. You're like, well, how do I implement this? You already have, because if you have shifted the way you think about what you're going to post next, my friends, you have already done more than 98% of the competition. You've already implemented this in your mind. You're going to look at the way you post things very differently. Am I right? Yes? Give me applause if that's true for you. You've already done that. That's huge. Now on our lunch break, I want you to go through some of those things, homework assignments we gave you earlier. If you didn't get a chance to do those, you could do those now. It's really the difference is not people who just show up, it's people who implement. And our assignment is we ask you to just go on Instagram and now start taking a look at things. You're like, ooh, that's valuable. I would share that. And then look at other things. You'd be like, I would never share that. Just start looking at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok a little differently, and we will be back here in 1 hour with you properly fueled. Brock and I will be back here tomorrow. Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody thinking differently about how they're posting? Thoughts, takeaways? Let's have a chat before we go.
A little bit of pressure to have some good posts that people want to share.
So I think as you pick, what it is that you want to solve. So you pick the thing, right? So Crystal, you want to help busy moms, whatever, right? That's your focus? Let's just say.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you want to help busy moms have better nutrition for their kids. I don't know what it is. I'm just picking. Or you want to help busy moms be able to create an income
And have
during
time
their
for
during their bathroom time. Let's say that. So, right? Okay. Moms never have time. You get 10 minutes in the bathroom. How can you build a business 10 minutes a day? Right? So, I mean, there's things that you could focus on. So, we a lot of times, I think, go in all these different directions. We have so many different categories that we can talk about, but it's an interesting thought.
Jojo, that's what really hit me was I love isogenics for the weight loss and the health and the blah, blah, blah. But at this point in my life, we're retiring. We're going to hang out with retired people on the beach and snorkeling and singing karaoke. And how does that affect you if you're swimming in the ocean every day? I mean, let me help you protect your skin. Let me help you, have the energy to do the things you want to do in retirement. That just like all of a sudden became so clear to me. I mean, it does. You got to speak to what that's why I use isogenics is to, to age gracefully and to feel good about it. And, making an income is secondary to me. But I know that if I share what I love, that will come. So I really like to
healthy
focus
aging. So you look at healthy aging, quality of life.
Right.
So, I mean, so it could be it could be aging topics, right? So in retirement, balance.
And you can address that to even
muscle
young
tone.
people.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah. Don't
all.
wait until you're 63 to start taking care of your telomeres. Do it now. And so that was an eye opener for me. That's what I took away.
Right. And then, because we want to live in our retirement. We don't want to be sick and down. Right.
Yeah.
But I think, Raylan, focusing on that group of people, I think is what they were saying will be more beneficial for you rather than, 18 to 75. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's because that's where I can relate. And I can say, hey, you guys, is your shoulder hurt today after swimming? Let me offer you this solution. Or, you're out of energy and you don't want to get up. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I can relate because I do all of that, So, yeah, thank you.
Well, I think I came up with a good bio with your help. I'm not sure who was just speaking, but I put in my bio, I'm in my 60s feeling energetic, happy, and fit. And let's see, helping you to age gracefully and enjoy this awesome journey. That's what I'm putting on mine, and you can steal it if you want, because I was like, that's where I'm at.
And I love Fraser's thing of on a mission. So on a mission to help people feel, you know what I mean? So like to think of it as that shift, right?
Or on a mission. Maybe I'll change helping to on a mission. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, the thing too is, as much as I love little kids, that's not where I'm at. I don't follow any busy moms with their kids things. I don't have my grandkids have their moms and stuff, but who I interact with in my daily life and on my social pages are people my age mostly. And so that made so much sense. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm glad you did that too.
Yeah, and I'm in a group that's called Grandparents Raising Grandchildren, which is what I do. And my life is kind of like a mom and retired, getting ready to go. So I'm going to incorporate.
And there's a lot of people in that. A lot of people in that situation that will totally benefit and share, and absolutely that
we
was
need
eye-opening.
energy. Yep, there you go.
They sure do.
Yep, that was my takeaway.
Thank you.
Love it. Anyone else?
Well, for myself, being a retired vet, listening to what was going on today, I'm going to concentrate a lot more on the retired vets because there's so many of them are just lost. It's not, there are some that obviously haven't got the money, but there are an awful lot of them that have, but are still lost. They want to do something, but they don't know what. They think they're too old and they're not. 74-year-old is just the start of my life. So I'm sure I can find a lot younger vets than myself that want to start a new life. So it's kind of the direction I want to travel.
Love it.
I have some ideas I want to throw around, get some ideas. So I don't know if any of you feel the same way, but let me know. Who felt that resistance getting specific, almost like I'm going to leave somebody out, right? And like kind of worry about that, right? That's what I kind of struggle with because, so I'll be authentic right now. I just had an inspiration moment. I don't have human kids. And so I thought to myself, you know, I'd never like to just say, hey, I help just guys, but maybe that needs to be the specific. And then I got thinking about dads and I thought, well, I'm not a dad. How can I relate? But as JoJo knows, as Crystal knows, I was a dad of a pit bull. And so maybe that being able to kind of change my mind about it and say, well, just because I was a dad of a dog doesn't make that relationship any different than maybe a kid. Anyways, I've been writing down stuff to help. I love, who knows Hayden Bavra? He's always talking to fellas. If you paid attention to a lot of his posts, I like that language. And it's like, hey fellas, this is what we're going to do. And I've kind of, over and over in my mind, am I excluding the girls? Because I'm more than happy to help the girls, just like Shalene said. But that's what's kind of going in my mind. Do I want to get specific with, the fellas, the dads? Me personally, and JoJo knows this, I love the freedom, the residual income. I have many friends who I can only assume that some additional income would help them with some freedom, with some choice, ability to provide for their kids, ability to take them on a vacation, maybe something in that realm.
I agree with you. You know what I thought when you said that is do something dads with dogs. And, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of women, but that's a niche, and they can say, this is what I do with my dog. I don't feed him the shake, but he loves my business or whatever. And one other thing I learned at a dog park, a person that had a vet clinic would take pictures of people with their dogs and then say, here's my thing. I post dogs every day. Come and follow me and see the pictures of your dogs. Well, they'll go to look at their dog on your page. So whatever it is you want to take a picture of, whether it's your kids, the swing set, this park is awesome, and just share. And you're outgoing enough, you can say, here's my page. I'm posting your dog tonight.
Awesome. I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea. Like, I'm going to take a picture of your dog and it's going on my Instagram.
Yeah. What's her name? What's your dog's name? What's her breed? How old is she? And then, oh, this dog was so amazing and fantastic, has so much energy. And you can run with that. But yeah,
that's
go
a great
for that
idea.
niche.
I love that.
Go for that. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to go to your page and see their dog?
And I kind of found it energizing to be able to narrow it down, because you're thinking about these videos and you're like, how am I gonna, everybody can use Isogenics. I mean, everybody, and you'd want to reach all those people. But when you think about, what, if I just do what I know and where I'm going, it'll be easier to make a video than trying to, reach out to moms and dads. I'd rather do like the grandparents raising their kids in their 60s. I mean, who really,
well, then it comes off as more authentic, and
Absolutely.
you have more passion for it. Yeah, I can talk to young moms. I've been a young mom, but that's not where I'm at. I'm not,
right.
No offense to anybody, but just like President Carter, I'm interested in talking to the fellows. Go for it. Nobody cares. Like he said, there's 10 billion people out there. There's enough people to go around. And you
Absolutely.
love it.
Fur baby daddies. You could just focus on fur baby papas.
Right.
Well,
that might be a totally different Instagram page that you have.
Well, and and some of you on here know this. I'll kind of add to the conversation. JoJo knows this. When I had Wayne, unfortunately, I had to put him down a couple of years ago. When I had Wayne, part of his story was isogenesis. I was giving him isogenesis. So, a lot of the times when I'm presenting or connecting with somebody, it's over that talk about telomeres and their dog. So I love that. Great idea. Great ideas.
Yeah, we just lost our dog back in January that we'd had for 12 years. And for the last 2 years, she was suffering, but the isogenesis made one big difference to her. You know, I mean, it just got to the fact that the mind was willing and the body was weak. But for 2 years there, taking the isogenesis, she did very, very well.
Doggies have telomeres, just like humans do. So, right? You could be the doggy DNA daddy. The DNA doggy daddy. The triple D, right? I love it. It's actually kind of, it's a little bit freeing to go, wow, I could just like have a topic instead of have to figure out every topic and just focus on a topic. So, you know, it's just focusing, like, which topic do I want to focus on? So I could focus on menopause. I could focus on mindset. There's a lot of like little pieces of something that I do. So I have to see what makes me happy to talk about every day.
Well, the other thing is if you focus on an idea, you can incorporate collagen into that and telomeres into that and amped into that. But it's still focused. And that's what I'm just really loving.
You know, we can't be everything for everybody.
Oh, come on.
But we can be very much for a big bunch.
Yeah. For sure. I love it. All right. Sherry, did you have something?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I am excited. It is freeing not to have to think of, there's so many avenues on if we just chose weight loss. We know we're not only a weight loss company, but we have some very great successes with it, you know, documented. So I'm excited about that. I'm thinking all the different avenues, you know, just like Ray Lynn said, that even we can go with that one thing.
I love it. Well, and you could pick a niche market, right? 40
Yeah.
to 65 or something. I don't know, like what this is a thought.
Yeah. Well, I'm in my 70s and I don't feel like I'm in my 70s.
Nobody would know that you're in your 70s, sister. So, yeah.
Well, and if you ever wanted to include anybody else, you could do a shout out. Hey, you 40-year-olds, what do you think about this? Where are you at in your life? Here I'm talking to the, you know, the 60s and 70s, but what do you guys think? And they're going to comment maybe. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways to engage. That was cool too. Get people to engage, ask a question. If you ask a question and people answer you, that's different people. And if you ask a poignant enough question, they're going to want to tell you their opinion, you know?
Sarah, I think that's a great avenue for you because it's something that you love and it's something that you know a great deal about, and you could do something every day. I give you a long list of things to talk about just dealing with Ollie every day. So, you know.
Well, you know, I've really struggled because, you know, I've had this big health transformation, but I honestly don't want to, I feel so mean saying this, but I don't really want to like be bogged down in groups with Lyme disease people and all of that, because it's really, really, really draining on me. And a lot of those people, like, you have to really, really want it to get better. And even the stuff that I've posted a little bit in those groups, people, I'm just getting a lot of like, I mean, I've talked to Crystal about this a lot because she's been posting some stuff in cancer groups, but it's difficult. Like, you got to have a lot of.
Well, and as a thought, so
yeah.
you could do the pet thing and break up with it later and do the Lyme disease thing when you're in a different space.
Right.
And so you could always go back to it.
Yeah. Pets right now just gives me so much, like, it just fills my tank.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I love
like,
the thought of having other people's pictures and like taking a picture of their doggy and posting it up. Like, how fun is that? So yeah. I think that's all of that stuff, but just, you know, and Sarah's helped me a ton with Ollie, you guys. So, you know, I think it's a great space for her to.
Sarah, I had to comment that those are great ideas in the chat. my girlfriend is a vet tech right now.
Oh, is she?
And
I
so,
didn't know that.
yeah, so let's shift to that. And I love, guys, take, apply this to your niche. Did I get it right? She will daily come to me with a reel about funny vet techs who make their work funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that got me excited because I'm like, how do I do those cool videos but they're always funny because pets are funny and they do the funniest things. When pets come out from anesthesia, they have this goofy look on their face. And so there's actually people and I'm going to go talk to her tonight about this, that have like branded themselves, whether they're a vet tech, just somebody who cares and everything. Another idea that she showed me that she can't get enough of is there is a male kindergarten teacher who does his own reels. And can you imagine how funny that flipping is? I mean, funny and people just eat it up all day.
Oh, I
Well, he said that the ones that get the most attentions are 8 seconds long. And to address Sarah, that guy said, if you're talking about that, you're in an echo chamber, that you're just all rehashing the same thing. So don't feel bad about not going there. Realize that it's not doing you any good.
Yeah. I need to move on for at least a little bit.
Yeah, it's good because it also removes you out of constantly redoing your story and feeling like you're sharing victim mode all the time. And I think it'll be better for your healing to go back to it later.
Yeah.
So
thank you, everyone. That was helpful to me. Carter, thanks. Like, I think I needed that. I kept writing, like, why do I do isogenics? And I'm like, oh, for that health, but I don't know. Like, that was so helpful. I was kind of lost there for a little bit.
Yeah, you lit up when you started talking about pets. So I could please take that. If you're confused on what you might do, go after what lights you up. I think we all, when Shalene was talking right there on that recording, and it got me thinking, I did what JoJo said. I released I've got to cover everything about nutrition. I've got to cover everything about good exercise. I've got to cover everything about sleep. And it's going to be a lot more fun just to go after that niche market. I'm not a big TikToker. My last little thought, I've got a friend who does real estate, and he has been begging me to get on TikTok, and he sends me funny TikToks. Guys, there's people on there that just record a daily video that could be viewed as so dumb, but it's so entertaining that people just kind of can
you
come
guys,
back.
I love TikTok. I can get lost. So I have to be really careful. But when I need a mood lift, I will go to TikTok because there's this lady on there who does this stuff with her dog, and she gives it this human voice and dresses it up. It cracks me up. Like, I don't care, every single time. It makes me laugh. So anytime I need a lift, that's where I go. Like, I used to listen to music. Now I go to TikTok and watch.
Like Jesse said, it is the place for happiness.
Yeah, right. It's so funny. But all right, we are over 15 minutes. So let's cut this. So good job, everyone. I will just say, hey, work on the thought process of homework is going to be to pick your topic or pick your little niche or pick that thing that you're gonna start focusing on, and let's see how we can build build that out. And so as we go through this, what's going to be great is that we're all doing this, so everybody's going to all be connected on all of these platforms. So we're going to be able to see what everyone's doing and support and build, and it'll be slow but sure progress. So good stuff. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Good night, my lovelies.
Thanks, JoJo.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, you all.